The Balkan Wars were two conflicts that took place in the Balkan Peninsula in southeastern Europe in 1912 and 1913. 4 Balkan states defeated the Ottoman Empire in the First War. One of the 4, Bulgaria, was defeated in the Second War. The Ottoman Empire lost nearly all of its holdings in Europe. Austria-Hungary, although not a combatant, was weakened as a much enlarged Serbia pushed for union of the South Slavic peoples. The war set the stage for the Balkan crisis of 1914 and thus was a prelude to the First World War. By the early 20th century, Bulgaria, Greece, Montenegro and Serbia had achieved independence from the Ottoman Empire, but large elements of their ethnic populations remained under Ottoman rule. In 1912, these countries formed the Balkan League. There were 3 main causes of the First Balkan War. The Ottoman Empire was unable to reform itself, govern satisfactorily, or deal with the rising ethnic nationalism of its diverse peoples. Secondly, the great powers quarreled amongst themselves and failed to ensure that the Ottomans would carry out the needed reforms. This led the Balkan states to impose their own solution. Most important, the Balkan League had been formed, and its members were confident that it could defeat the Turks. The Ottoman Empire lost all its European territories to the west of the River Maritso as a result of the 2 Balkan Wars, thus drawing actually present-day Turkey's western border. A large influx of Turks started to flee into the Ottoman heartland as a result of the lost lands. By 1914, the remaining core region of the Ottoman Empire had experienced a population increase of around 2.5 million because of the flood of immigration from the Balkans. In Turkey, the Balkan Wars are considered a major disaster in the nation's history. The unexpected fall and sudden relinquishing of Turkish-dominated European territories created a psychotraumatic event amongst the Turks that is said to have triggered the ultimate collapse of the empire itself within 5 years. Nazim Pasha, chief of staff of the Ottoman army, was held responsible for the failure and was assassinated on 23 January 1913 during the 1913 Ottoman coup d'état by the Young Turks. The First Balkan War broke out where the League member states attacked the Ottoman Empire on 8 October 1912 and ended 7 months later by the Treaty of London on 30 May 1913. The Second Balkan War broke out on 16 June 1913. Both Serbia and Greece, utilizing the argument that the war had been prolonged, repudiated important particulars of the pre-war treaty and retained occupation of all the conquered districts in their possession, which were to be divided according to specific predefined boundaries. Seeing the treaty as trampled, Bulgaria was dissatisfied over the division of the spoils in Macedonia, made in secret by its former allies, Serbia and Greece, and commenced military action against them. The more numerous combined Serbian and Greek armies repelled the Bulgarian offensive and counter-attacked into Bulgaria. Romania, who, having taken no part in the conflict, had intact armies to strike with, and invaded from the north in violation of a peace treaty between the 2 states. The Ottoman Empire also attacked Bulgaria and advanced in Thrace, regaining Adrianople. In the resulting Treaty of Bucharest, Bulgaria lost most of the territories it had gained in the First Balkan War, in addition to being forced to cede the ex-Ottoman south-third of Dobruja province to Romania. Background. The background to the wars lies in the incomplete emergence of nation-states on the European territory of the Ottoman Empire during the second half of the 19th century. Serbia had gained substantial territory during the Russo-Turkish War, 1877–1878, while Greece acquired Thessaly in 1881 and Bulgaria incorporated the formerly distinct province of Eastern Rumelia. All 3 countries, as well as Montenegro, sought additional territories within the large Ottoman-ruled region known as Rumelia, comprising Eastern Rumelia, Albania, Macedonia, and Thrace. Policies of the great powers throughout the 19th century. The great powers shared different aims over the Eastern Question and the integrity of the Ottoman Empire. Russia wanted access to the warm waters of the Mediterranean from the Black Sea. It pursued a pan-Slavic foreign policy and therefore supported Bulgaria and Serbia. Britain wished to deny Russia access to the warm waters, and supported the integrity of the Ottoman Empire, although it also supported a limited expansion of Greece as a backup plan in case integrity of the empire was no longer possible. France wished to strengthen its position in the region, especially in the Levant. Habsburg-ruled Austria-Hungary wished for a continuation of the existence of the Ottoman Empire, since both were troubled multinational entities and thus the collapse of the one might weaken the other. The Habsburgs also saw a strong Ottoman presence in the area as a counterweight to the Serbian nationalistic call to their own Serb subjects in Bosnia, Vojvodina and other parts of the empire. Italy, it has been argued, wished to recreate the Roman Empire, though its primary aim at the time seems to have been the denial of access to the Adriatic Sea to another major sea power. The German Empire, in turn, under the Drang nach Osten policy, aspired to turn the Ottoman Empire into its own de facto colony, and thus supported its integrity. In the late 19th and early 20th century, Bulgaria and Greece contended for Ottoman Macedonia and Thrace. Ethnic Greeks sought the forced Hellenization of ethnic Bulgars, who sought Bulgarization of Greeks. Both nations sent armed irregulars into Ottoman territory to protect and assist their ethnic kindred. From 1904, there was low-intensity warfare in Macedonia between the Greek and Bulgarian bands and the Ottoman army. After the Young Turk Revolution of July 1908, the situation changed drastically. Young Turk Revolution. The 1908 Young Turk Revolution saw the reinstatement of constitutional monarchy in the Ottoman Empire and the start of the Second Constitutional Era. When the revolt broke out, it was supported by intellectuals, the army, and almost all the ethnic minorities of the empire, and forced Sultan Abdul Hamid II to re-adopt the long-defunct Ottoman constitution of 1876 and parliament. Hopes were raised among the Balkan ethnicities of reforms and autonomy, and elections were held to form a representative, multi-ethnic Ottoman parliament. However, following the Sultan's attempted counter-coup, the liberal element of the Young Turks was sidelined and the nationalist element became dominant. At the same time, in October 1908, Austria-Hungary seized the opportunity of the Ottoman political upheaval to annex the de jure Ottoman province of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which it had occupied since 1878. Bulgaria declared independence as it had done in 1878, but this time, the independence was internationally recognized. The Greeks of the autonomous Cretan state proclaimed unification with Greece, though the opposition of the great powers prevented the latter action from taking practical effect. It has large influence in the consequent world order. Reaction in the Balkan states. Serbia was frustrated in the north by Austria-Hungary's incorporation of Bosnia. In March 1909, Serbia was forced to accept the annexation and restrain anti-Habsburg agitation by Serbian nationalists. Instead, the Serbian government looked to formerly Serb territories in the south, notably Old Serbia. On 15 August 1909, the Military League, a group of Greek officers, took action against the government to reform their country's national government and reorganize the army. The Military League found itself unable to create a new political system, until the League summoned the Cretan politician Eleutherios Venizelos to Athens as its political advisor. Venizelos persuaded the king to revise the constitution and asked the League to disband in favor of a national assembly. In March 1910, the Military League dissolved itself. Bulgaria, which had secured Ottoman recognition of her independence in April 1909 and enjoyed the friendship of Russia, also looked to annex districts of Ottoman Thrace and Macedonia. In August 1910, Montenegro followed Bulgaria's precedent by becoming a kingdom. Balkan League. Following Italy's victory in the Italo-Turkish War of 1911–1912, the Young Turks fell from power after a coup. The Balkan countries saw this as an opportunity to attack the Ottoman Empire and fulfill their desires of expansion. With the initial encouragement of Russian agents, a series of agreements was concluded between Serbia and Bulgaria in March 1912. Military victory against the Ottoman Empire would not be possible while it could bring reinforcements from Asia. The condition of the Ottoman railways of the time was not advanced, so most reinforcements would have to come by sea through the Aegean Sea. Greece was the only Balkan country with a navy powerful enough to deny use of the Aegean to the Ottoman Empire. Thus a treaty between Greece and Bulgaria became necessary. It was signed in May 1912. Montenegro concluded agreements between Serbia and Bulgaria later that year. Bulgaria signed treaties with Serbia to divide the territory of northern Macedonia. This alliance between Greece, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Montenegro became known as the Balkan League. Its existence was undesirable for all the great powers. The League was loose at best, though secret liaison officers were exchanged between the Greek and the Serbian army after the war began. Greece delayed the start of the war several times in the summer of 1912 to better prepare her navy, but Montenegro declared war on 8 October. Following an ultimatum to the Ottoman Empire, the remaining members of the alliance entered the conflict on 17 October. First Balkan War. The three Slavic allies had laid out extensive plans to coordinate their war efforts. In continuation of their secret pre-war settlements and under close Russian supervision, Serbia and Montenegro would attack in the theatre of Sandjak, Bulgaria and Serbia in Macedonia and Thrace. The Ottoman Empire's situation was difficult. Its population of about 26 million people provided a massive pool of manpower, but 3/4 of the population and nearly all of the Muslim component lived in the Asian part of the empire. Reinforcements had to come from Asia mainly by sea, which depended on the result of battles between the Turkish and Greek navies in the Aegean. With the outbreak of the war, the Ottoman Empire activated 3 army HQs. The Thracian HQ in Constantinople, the Western HQ in Salonika, and the Vardar HQ in Skopje, against the Bulgarians, the Greeks and the Serbians respectively. Most of their available forces were allocated to these fronts. Smaller independent units were allocated elsewhere, mostly around heavily fortified cities. Montenegro was the first that declared war on 8 October. Its main thrust was towards Shkadre, with secondary operations in the Novi Pazar area. The rest of the Allies, after giving a common ultimatum, declared war a week later. Bulgaria attacked towards eastern Thrace, being stopped only at the outskirts of Constantinople at the Katalkar line and the Isthmus of the Gallipoli Peninsula, while secondary forces captured western Thrace and eastern Macedonia. Serbia attacked south towards Skopje and Monastir and then turned west to present-day Albania, reaching the Adriatic, while a second army captured Kosovo and linked with the Montenegrin forces. Greece's main forces attacked from Thessaly into Macedonia through the Sarantoporo Strait and after capturing Thessaloniki on 12 November expanded its occupied area and linked up with the Serbian army to the northwest, while its main forces turned east towards Kavala, reaching the Bulgarians. Another Greek army attacked into Epirus towards Ioannina. In the naval front, the Ottoman fleet twice exited the Dardanelles and was twice defeated by the Greek navy, in the battles of Ely and Lemnos. Greek dominance on the Aegean Sea made it impossible for the Ottomans to transfer the planned troops from the Middle East to the Thracian and to the Macedonian fronts. According to the E.J. Eriksson, the Greek navy also played a crucial, albeit indirect, role in the Thracian campaign by neutralizing no less than 3 Thracian corps, a significant portion of the Ottoman army there, in the all-important opening round of the war. After the defeating of the Ottoman fleet, the Greek navy was also free to liberate the islands of the Aegean. General Nikola Ivanov identified the activity of the Greek navy as the chief factor in the general success of the Allies. In January, after a successful coup by young army officers, the Ottoman Empire decided to continue the war. After a failed Ottoman counter-attack in the western Thracian front, Bulgarian forces, with the help of the Serbian army, managed to conquer Adrianople, while Greek forces managed to take Ioannina after defeating the Ottomans in the Battle of Byzani. In the joint Serbian-Montenegrin theatre of operation, the Montenegrin army besieged and captured the Shkadre, ending the Ottoman presence in Europe west of the Katalkar line after nearly 500 years. The war ended officially with the Treaty of London on 30 May 1913.